Welcome to the Girls Want to Know. We are your hosts. I am Alicia.
And I'm Fatima Talia.
And we are talking about how to change your mindset today. But first, we're just going to get into how your week was. How was your week?
Bitch, it wasn't great. Out the gate, I hate everybody. Okay. I had some wins. You know how you had like a good win, and then the rest of the week, you be like, damn, God, why you couldn't make it look cute?
Why I feel like when I have one win and the rest of the week sucks, I just pretend like the other stuff didn't happen. I just be focused.
I used to be good at that. Lately, I've been showing up beat up. Like I feel like I'm dragging my limbs in life. Like I feel like a bitch is in a tornado and
you need some weather gear.
But I need bitches. Yeah.
Okay.
But I had a great win this week. I got my first animated series.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Congratulations, boo.
That's major. I mean, I'm not a series regular on the show, but I got to do two voices on an episode, and that was the first for me, so I'm excited about that. But outside of that, life is lifing like a motherfucker right now.
Okay.
God damn.
All right. I'm sorry.
I'm feeling like I'm getting jumped, low-key. Like, low-key, I'm like, damn, all right, I'm down. Y'all niggas can take it. That's how I feel.
You're like, okay, I've had enough. Thank you.
You be like, you hit me already.
I mean, yeah, this way you just got to curl into a ball and float. You just don't resist. You just let the things happen.
It's real sad. It's real sad.
I'm sorry. Next week is a new week in the Cinco de Mayo. So when we leave, we can just...
I'm going to Cinco and I'm going to Mayo.
Okay.
Then a motherfucker. I figured out the D. But
we should also get some weed and
it's
blow
gonna
it away.
I need to reboot myself.
Yeah. Hard reset.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Bitch, I need to you know how you see a cartoon when they be washing some shit on a board? I need to take my body and put it on the thing.
Your spirit needs a hard reset.
Squeezed out and rinsed.
Yeah. You do a hard reset. And then next week when you wake up, it'll be you'll have a completely new perspective on this.
I'm gonna need some lotion.
You'll have a completely new perspective. It'll be great.
Woo! How was your week?
My week has been great.
Good.
I am about to go home.
Nice.
To St. Louis. I'm filming an e-cookbook. Ooh. And yes, I'm
Somebody is an
excited.
entrepreneur.
I am. But my sister's here this weekend, so we're gonna hang out a little bit, and then Sunday she's gonna help me pack up what I need for my kitchen and what I need to be in St. Louis because I'll probably be there for about a month.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're doing enough episodes for y'all, but she out.
I'm gonna be gone. I love you guys.
Y'all need to catch up low key. Get these views up before we even.
There's more episodes. Yeah, I feel like there's stuff that they can watch, and we can also put clips and stuff. But I'm going home for a week or for a month. My sister has graciously volunteered to help me test recipes and get everything together.
Great.
My best friend has this amazing Food Network kitchen. She's like, you can film in my kitchen. I'm like, I love my village.
Well, then you need to lead this episode because I don't get it. It's they gave me something, but then they took the other shit back. It's I can't never. It's I'm trying to build a house, but they be like, here go the hammer, but give back the screwdriver.
Give the nails.
Give us the nails.
Sorry, boo.
Go back out there.
It'll get better though. I think okay, so this episode is about how to change your mindset, which is a great, I think, way to kind of look at the weeks, the week that you've had where you had this really great win, because that's a huge win.
It was great.
And then you had some other things happen that were not so great, and it's finding a balance between not letting these not so great things dictate the color of your entire week. Because
that's why I can't. Well, I thought we was gonna be talking about manifesting, but is that the same thing? Okay, I was like, that's why I can't win on the manifesting because I don't know how to do that well. I'm not great at that. I'm not gonna lie. This is my weakest point. I could be having somebody can be like, here's. No, I don't want to say that because if it gave me $1 million, I'll be straight. But I'm just it's always a seesaw event.
But that's just life.
And then I can't focus on how we was up. I'm only focused on how we was down. I don't know. That's just me.
So I kind of feel like with life in general, there's never going to be a moment when everything is great. That's just not how life works. There's always going to be.
But they ain't got to make the bad times be extra long.
But I think when you have, how
you gonna let me have a good time for 20 minutes and then kick me in the stomach?
But I think when you have a good moment, like you had this week where you got your first voiceover gig, you kind of got to just lean into that and celebrate that. And the stuff that is not going well, unless it's like immediately in your face and you physically have to face it in the moment, you have to learn how to like disengage from that.
Yeah.
Because what is happening is your mind is so focused on the things that are not going right, that are not even really physically happening in your world, that you're not able to actually celebrate a huge win. And that's a huge win. You've been wanting to do that since you were a kid.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So if I were you, I would literally be like,
and it happened right before we going through this whole writer strike, which is adding to my
it adds to your stress. However, you had a huge win this week.
Yeah.
So I think, especially if you're in a phase where there have not been a lot of huge wins, you really got to like latch onto that. That huge win needs to be like, you need to wear that motherfucker like a necklace.
Yeah.
Like everywhere you go, because that's the boost you need to keep going.
That's what everybody says. The only way to manifest the things you want is you have to be in a certain type of energy. Maybe that's why my manifestations be coming out like with a missing limb. It's like I got the man I wanted, but there's parts that are just not adding up. Yeah. But like I feel like manifesting has been like really hard for me. Like I learned about it in 2020. I had an old friend that was really into that, and like I didn't really know what it was because I've always thought I've been a manifester, like somebody who really focuses on something that they want and envisions it. Like my entire career was a manifestation point for me. Even being in LA and the things that I have in my life now, I've like envisioned that. But it took about 20 years. That's the problem. Yeah. The manifestations to me, I feel like they're not working because I think they're never coming at the time frame that I want.
That's why you have to detach from the outcome. So the whole point of manifestation.
That's the shit that I'm saying. See how life go? They be like, you know what I'm saying? Believe, but don't be believing too much.
No, it's not like, that.
Slit my fucking
It's
wrist.
not that. That's the okay. So you definitely don't have the full scope of what it's supposed to look like. So it's not that. Detaching from the outcome means I know this is going to happen. I don't have to know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. I just know that it's going to happen. And you just put that's what you want into the world.
My fear is that I'm like, it's going to happen, but I'm going to be old and I'm not going to care no more because I'm going to be in an old folks home and they're going to finally bring
But it's
me.
not, you're not going to get it that way.
They're going to finally call me and be like, you on the show. And I'm be like, who is this?
But I feel like
I'm not even...
That's what happened to Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti was in his 50s before he got his first role.
And I don't want that, bitch. I am not manifesting.
I'm just saying, I'm saying the point is, like, this is an Oscar-nominated actor at this point. Like, you don't want it to look like that.
So how do you manifest for it to happen in your age group or your timeline?
But you can't manifest it on your timeline. That's the point.
Then it's not manifesting to me then. That's the logical in my head.
It's not. So it is. Look, I said it is. It's not. It is. Manifestation doesn't work on your timeline. It works on a divine timeline. That's the point. It's not for you to decide when the right time for something to happen is. The things happen at the time when you're ready for them. And
that's
when
some bullshit. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how I know it's some bullshit. I was ready for a relationship. Look at me.
Do you want to expand on that?
I ain't gonna go in too deep, but I'm gonna put it like this. I went through a whole healing process. I learned a lot from a prior relationship. Spent some time by myself. Met somebody that we get hella everything's in line. Like we get along. Like we like the same stuff. All kind of shit. And then he got a job offer and he had to move. So the manifestation, I didn't manifest to find somebody I get along with for him to move away.
Right.
So nothing bad happened. He just got an opportunity.
He got an opportunity somewhere else, but you had a great relationship.
We did.
You loved each other. You had a good time.
We had a good time.
It didn't.
I was like, you gonna have me say this on air?
The goal was, no, but the goal, I think the goal was for, the goal probably was different for you going in, but this is what I mean by detaching from the outcome. Because what you've done now is you've highlighted the great parts of your relationship, but because you're attached to a certain outcome, it didn't live up to what you wanted it to be. When the reality
I don't even know if we need to go on, because that's the issue. Who is not attached to the outcome? You ain't fucking not to come.
Of course. And you should be attached to that outcome.
And that's that. It's been another episode. I'm just saying, like, how do you move through life with the idea of this is what I manifested, but I'm not going to like hope that it's going to be in dope.
It's not that you're not hoping that it's dope. you're manifesting that the things that you want will come, but detaching from the outcome means that I am letting go of trying to control the process and control what it looks like. And once you do that, like I think I talked about this before, the idea of polarity. Mm-hmm. When you want something so bad, like polarity is basically the idea that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Mm-hmm. So there's love, there's hate, there's attraction and disconnection. There is like, I don't know, like what are the other ones? Positive, negative, masculine, feminine, and so on and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. If the idea of polarity exists in manifestation, and it does, then it means that if you are constantly pulling for something, it's going in the opposite direction.
That is some
because
bullshit.
You're so obsessive about it that it's not making room for the universe to create space for you for it to come to you. You have to let go. The reason you have to let go is because if you are constantly in a state of trying to control things, you're not giving things the opportunity to come to you organically and in the divine way that they're meant to come to you. You ever had some shit happen where you like, damn, that shit worked out bomb as fuck. I didn't even do nothing.
Man.
Yes. Those are the times when the universe is really working in your favor because you've detached from something and allowed for the universe to come in and do what it's supposed to do.
Or you were just pissed off and you was determined to make it work.
No.
I don't know if that was a manifestation for me.
The times where the shit works out and you're just kind of like, damn, this shit was kind of perfect. I don't really know what happened.
I've had a moment like that in my life.
That is the universe literally just bringing you like serving it up on a silver platter because it was ordained for you. When it's like that, when you're manifesting something that you really, really want, you got to let go of it a little bit so that it can come in the way that you need it to come in. Yeah. But if you constantly trying to control everything, it's
I'm
not.
On that. I got that bitch in a chokehold. I'm like, calm down. You ain't going to know.
It's
like,
I'm literally never going to work.
That's probably why. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But here's the thing. I've learned recently, and we talked about this in other episodes, the reason why I have that chokehold. Growing up for me, I never had anything in my control.
Yes, but this is where
This is why now in my adulthood, I'm like, no, we not doing it like that. We finna do what the fuck I say. Like,
yeah, but that's your lesson.
No, I'm aware. I'm aware of what they trying to tell me, but I ain't trying to hear it.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying.
I'm real gangster with the universe right now.
Like first of all, I don't give a fuck. But you really gotta like drop your hands, and let things work out in a divine, organic way, or it's never gonna go the way you want it to go.
I don't even know if I can sit here and say that I've actually really truly done it in that way and it's manifest. I think maybe I just was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, one of the moments in my life that I felt like, okay, I kind of manifested. I remember when I was moving out with my roommate, and at the time I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get an apartment. And we, I wanted to stay in LA, and like this was during pandemic, so I was just like, I don't even know how I'm gonna do this, right? But I kept, looking at like envisioning studio apartments, and I was like, that'd be cute if you could like have that life, like just a dreamy little way. And I kind of kept looking at them on TikTok. People was like, decorating and shit. And I kept looking at them. And then eventually, like, my place kind of looks like a place that I had kept seeing or saw or was liking. So that was like the first time I was like, oh, did you manifest this?
You probably
But then
did,
again, I just was like, I also was like, if I'm homeless, I don't care. Like, I'm sick of everybody. Like, so maybe the universe was like, oh, just give her a bone. Like, I'm so sick of her. But I don't know. Like, I've never literally taken the time to like do the work behind what people say you have to do to manifest.
Yeah. So when I'm thinking about manifesting, like when I got ready to go back to work in 2020, the store that I was at, we closed the boutique for 3 months at the top of the pandemic. And when I went back, I had such intense anxiety and I was just kind of like, I can't really do this.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I started kind of doing my little cooking videos online and kind of like always kind of had in the back of my mind that I was going to be like Padma Lakshmi.
Oh.
I love her. Like, I'm obsessed. I want to do Top Chef, but vegan. Like, let's get on that, guys.
Okay.
But yeah, I kind of always had it in the back of my mind. Like, I just love cooking online and I love like, just kind of engaging with people. I wanted to have a podcast, had all these things in my mind. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. So I just wrote it down.
Yeah.
And I put it in a book. And like every once in a while I would see something on a horoscope and it would be like, this is a good time to manifest. And I would visualize and I would write it down again.
They say that it's one today.
It is.
I don't know why.
It's a good time to release. 2 weeks. Yeah, this is I think
I'm actually kind of, in a way, it's sad that I feel like I'm what do they call it when I'm trolling like manifestation
astrology
pages. I'd be like, first of all, y'all said it was a month 2 months ago.
No,
a moon 2 months ago.
This is a lunar
and y'all
solar
said
eclipse.
that one wasn't important, and a bitch manifested then it did not happen. Like I'll be on there and people be like, calm down, you need Jesus.
They like, let's get this bitch a pill.
They be like, first of all, this is why you ain't winning, because you gonna hear yelling at us.
Your energy.
Your energy is off, bitch.
Yes,
but there is a moon every 2 weeks.
It is. The moon just be up there.
Ain't nobody living that good for us to... Okay.
No, but the moon is just there. It's literally talking about the location of the moon in the sky. So it's a lunar...
And they say you should manifest on this moon because this one purple this time.
Well, it talks about what is good to manifest. So this moon is good to manifest the release of things that you want to let go of.
Oh, is that why I showed up this morning on some old... First of all, bitch, don't ever text me
Yes,
again.
probably. Yes. This is a good time to let go. If you have stuff that you want to let go, it said to write it down and flush it down the toilet.
It must have started last night for me because I was cutting shit like...
It's a good time to do it though. You're supposed to write it down and like flush it, but I just feel like flushing paper is like not economically
in the toilet?
Friendly. Like it's not eco-friendly. Not
like in the toilet, flush it.
Yeah, like you just shouldn't do that to your toilet. I burned mine. But I wrote down a bunch of stuff that I wanted to release and I just burned
flushing it.
Yeah, you shouldn't flush it. But yeah, like I feel
I'm gonna flush my dreams down the toilet
and
then not believe that they gonna come.
Stuff you're letting go of.
Oh, okay, that's cute.
Yes.
I was like, not the manifestation.
No. Like, this is why it's a different moon all the time. Certain moons are for certain things.
So this one ain't about manifest.
This is not about manifest. It's about manifesting things that you want to release.
Okay, cool.
So it's literally you saying, not literally, but it's you saying, I want to open my hands and let go of these things.
Okay, tonight I'm about to be in my house.
So you need to,
candles.
like.
I'm about to be in there
yes,
like, release the brokenness, please.
Yeah, let it go.
I want the night, please. Like I'm about to be in that turn. Help me, Jesus.
Yeah, that's, so I think a lot of times when people are like, my manifestations aren't working, you have to really go back and read your journal from like 2 years ago and see where you were 2 years ago and what was happening then that you were trying to manifest that you're currently experiencing. Because when I read my journal from 2 years ago, it talks about how I want to like make a cookbook. Yeah. And now I'm about to go home and film a cookbook.
Damn.
Yeah. So you just...
Maybe that's why I'm getting jumped. Because it's my journal being like, first of all, you got everything.
But I mean, do you ever go back and look and see what you were trying to achieve?
No, because I'd be throwing them away. Because I'd be like, you don't be needing to
go
back.
Away.
Yes, I don't want to go back to that feeling.
Okay, so you need a manifestation journal.
Oh, I don't have one of those. I just have a journal where I'm like, Dear Diary, I hate people again.
Yeah.
So you throw those away.
I still have those.
I try to get rid of the pain.
Yeah, I definitely have those.
I just throw them in the trash.
I have definitely thrown books away before, but for the most part, I will keep stuff. Yeah, because I just like to revisit and see where I was and how far I've come. Yeah, yeah, it feels really good.
What is something that you're manifesting now that you feel like? How does that feel to you in this new space of growth and like things you manifest before outside of how you from work manifest that? Do you feel like it's easier now that you like have been doing it, or?
I don't necessarily feel like it's easier. I feel like I have gotten less rigid about when I'm gonna get it. That's what's gotten easier. So
we over here like the positive and negative because I'm over here like a bitch is angry. I'll be in my apartment like, first of all, I don't give a fuck. And they be like, who's she talking to?
Yeah.
Whoever the manifestation officer is or manager.
You want to talk to the manager?
Manifestation, bitch. You gonna get a call.
No, but I definitely think my mind, so changing the mindset being the topic this week is great because I'm reading A New Earth, which I'm going to just show you.
I've heard of this book. Someone actually gave it to me before and was like, read it. And I'm like, I got ADHD.
Y'all need to read this.
They got an audio version?
They probably do have an audio version, but
okay. Because I need that.
I read this. I've been reading it for like a couple months because I read it when I go to sleep and I'll probably read like 3 pages a night and then I'm like knocked out. That's good. Yeah. But what he talks about in the book is kind of understanding how to let go of the thought because the mind it doesn't know how to differentiate between a thought and something real that's happening in your life. So if you're constantly fixated on things that give you anxiety, the reason you have anxiety is because your brain thinks the things that you're obsessing about are real in the moment. And so your body is flooded with like cortisol or like fear and anger and stress because it thinks that you're actively dealing with this
Bitch,
thing
I'm
that
drunk
you
as hell
keep
on
thinking
cortisol.
about.
Like,
Exactly.
I'm a fool.
So it's constantly doing that. And your body is having a physical response to the thing that you've been obsessing about in your brain. And what happens is...
So how did you...
Let me tell you.
Oh, you about to tell me.
I'm about to tell you. Calm down.
It's the ADHD. I'm like, tell us. No, what?
So through lots and lots of meditation, obviously. But I think the thing is that people miss about meditation, or I think people oversimplify it and don't actually give you the way to do it. So I'm about to give y'all some tea. Basically, the way that I have kind of changed my mindset this week is we always talk about intrusive thoughts.
Right.
And how you can have an intrusive thought and it can really like ruin your whole day because you just kind of be like, oh my God, what the fuck was that? And then you go into a place of judgment and you go in a place of, oh my God, I can't believe I thought that. I feel so bad. Or you grieve because the thought was so dark. Like you just have a whole bunch of emotions. So this week I had an intrusive thought while I was walking my dog, and my initial reaction was to kind of really harshly judge myself. Like, what is wrong with you? And then I had to be like, okay, hold on. And I started I am cataloging, which is basically where you're walking and you're cataloging every single thing that you are currently experiencing in the moment in the physical world. I am walking my dog. I am seeing a blue fence. I am seeing like concrete. I hear birds. Like you literally are just cataloging every single thing that you're seeing. And what you'll do is once you find that the emotion has passed from that intrusive thought that disrupted your mood, you can go back and observe the thought.
Okay.
So people always say observe the thought, but what does that mean? That means being able to disconnect from the emotion of it and actually going back and saying, oh, okay, that was an interesting thing that I thought, and realizing that that is just a part of your experience and does not necessarily relate to the totality of what you're going through in your life. Because you actually are outside walking your dog and the birds are chirping and it's beautiful and there's lush green grass and like life is amazing. But something happened in your head that is taking you out of the moment.
Yeah, bitch, I'm outside with the birds chirping and the wind is blowing, but I'm still broke. I'm a broke bitch outside with the winds and the birds.
But where are you right now?
I'm just saying, like,
no, but literally,
physically,
where are you right now?
Well, I'm sitting in the studio.
Right. And we're doing the show.
We're having a conversation.
We're having a conversation. Do you need money like right in this moment, right in this second? Like, do you have somebody that you have to pay in the next 5 seconds?
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
In the next 5 seconds, you gotta pay somebody. You gotta pay somebody in this while you sitting in this chair. No, exactly. Do you need to like buy food right now? No. Right now, you're in a room having a conversation with one of your girlfriends.
So being in a moment is what you're saying.
Literally, it's saying, I am not having to deal with that specific thing right now, so I don't need to give it my energy.
Yeah.
So you put so much energy on the things that are happening in here that you're not actually living in the physical world.
Oh, I'm not in the physical world, bitch.
Yes.
I'm inside the vortex or whatever. It's not going well in there.
I am catalog is how you change your mindset, though, because it really forces you to come out of here. It's like a fucking cave in there sometimes.
Oh, it's rough.
You really have to come out and like look at the trees and look at the sky and be like, oh, okay, it's not like as bad as I'm feeling like it is. And it could be. Shit could be really rough.
Sometimes I have it. Sometimes that works for me, but it's been raining, so when I be like, you know what, go outside and stand in the sun, you like, well, I could go stand.
But you have a balcony.
It'd be wet.
Go. Pouring. It's covered though, isn't it?
Kind of, sort of.
You can go out there.
Yeah.
If it's covered, I will go outside in the rain. So I have big awnings. I have French windows in my apartment. So I don't have a balcony, but I can open my windows really wide and have awnings so the water doesn't come in. I be having them windows wide open. It'd be cold as fuck in my apartment. But baby, if I need to get some fresh air, I'm going to get that air. These windows going to be open. I'm going to have on 2 sweatshirts and a cardigan and some socks and some fuzzy house shoes.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to get that outside.
You got to change your mindset.
You really have to change it.
I guess that's just the first thing then before you even try to manifest. You probably need to work on that first.
You have to work on that. You have to work on that. And the way to work on that.
Because I'm probably somewhere manifesting bullshit.
Well, I think the energy of your manifestations is I want it now, and nothing's going to come like that.
Well, I'm in that mode now only because I'm tired and I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have had moments, what we're talking about, to like redo yourself. Like I've done this so many times where
but you have to keep doing it. That's the thing.
Where, you know, I'm like, oh, you got to change your mindset and you could get into yoga, you can get into working out. And I did all those things. And then now I'm still not getting the gift that I asked for. It's like, bitch, what's the number? Yeah, I need to talk to the manager.
No, but you have to keep
because
going.
This is not what I asked for. Like, I feel like I'm sitting at the table and they like brought some I'm like, this wasn't what.
So when you got into this relationship, did you write down everything you were looking for as far as like, okay.
I did.
And was he everything that you were looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not everything. Because I mean, I don't think anyone's everything you're looking for.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's
but
true. People
for the most part, he checked out things on the list.
Okay. So when I say detach from the outcome, what I mean is I think because things didn't go exactly the way we want, then we have a tendency to want to just say like, well, what was the point? But the point is,
I'm in that mode. I'm kind of like, bitch, you could have just let me.
Yeah, but the point is that you actually felt real love and had a real connection with somebody, and you had a relationship that was amazing. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be the end of everything. This moment that you're in right now is not what you want it to be, but it doesn't mean that the entire thing was like not worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
I hear what you're saying there, but I'm definitely in a seat right now where I'm like, the next bullshit that's come along, I'm cool. I don't need to go.
Girl.
I don't even need, like, I'm definitely like, I'm going to be real selective on the rides of bullshit I'm getting on. Because all of it's bullshit, but you got to be clear on it. Does this one have a seatbelt? Like,
I think when you look at it like that, it's going to be bullshit.
Yeah, I broke it down. Like, but I mean, that, like, I just feel like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I need time.
So also read.
Right now, I'm like, and this goes for like everything though. I think this has had nothing to do with just relationships in general. Right now, I've been manifesting a whole lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
A bitch has been manifesting shit, you know, in travel and in jobs and in career and relationship, and ain't none of the shit happening. It's like I wouldn't say it ain't happening. It's almost like it's like if somebody was to bring to you like, oh, you could have this, but it's not available right now, kind of shit. Like, I feel like they let me sign up for the subscription, but none of the orders have come in.
I mean,
they're
honestly,
all on back order, and I have to wait. How long? I don't know. Don't worry about it though. But they gonna show up.
It's gonna show up.
Kind of where I'm at.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, I feel like I'm real just optimistic about everything,
and that's the problem.
Yeah,
I used to be real optimistic. Optimism got me fucked up.
Oh, okay.
Like, if I catch him, I'm going to talk to him about it. No, I used to be very optimistic all the time about everything. All the time. And I know that for a fact because getting this far in my career and where I came from, I had to be optimistic.
Yeah.
Like, where I came from to be the girl that's sitting right here is insane.
Yeah.
Like, literally, nobody in my family knew what this was or what that could be like. And just, even me coming to LA, like, I packed up all my shit and threw it in my Jeep. Like, shit was tied on top of it. It was bananas. But, like, I know that I've been in a mindset of, like, optimism and being like, okay, yeah, they told me no 5 years in a row, but I'm finna try to do it again. That's real optimism. But after a while, you be like, this nigga optimism is on some bullshit. But I ain't even trying to, like, do this to myself. Because I'll give you a great example of optimism. I remember talking to you about this Comedy Central showcase that you came to support, and how I was talking like I had already got it. And that was me manifesting because I just felt like it was so right. And just the timing that it came into my presence of them being like, oh, you've been selected to, you know, perform in this and whatever. In the timing, I was just like, oh, this is it. I'm going to finally get this part of my life that I want, because that's on my bucket list as well. Comedy Central, 15 minutes, whatever. And so when I got the showcase, I was optimistic already, where I'm like, you good. Go into this just having a fucking good time.
Yeah.
You're going to get it. And what happened? Bitch, I didn't even get a call back. Optimism was like, you were there for the experience, okay? In due time. Like, that gets tiring.
But, okay, I completely understand that.
You know, my manifesting juice is getting weak.
That is
my cup
valid.
is getting low.
That is valid, and I completely sympathize with it, because I can understand how that will wear you out. I also think if you are constantly like hitting a wall with things, then you have to change what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if you keep doing the same thing and it's not working, it's time to drop everything you're doing. You got to treat it like you're trying to find an allergy. When you're trying to find an allergy, you cut all of your food and you introduce things one at a time.
You start drinking water. Like,
you introduce things one at a time to see what works and what is not working. Yeah. So maybe it's time to drop everything we're doing and slowly figure out what are the things that create more opportunities for me that feel like I'm actually getting a return on my investment.
Yeah.
Versus let me keep trying to do the same things and hope that I'll get a different response this year. Yeah.
And I'm definitely in that mode, but I'm just like, I don't even know where to start in there. Like, as far as manifesting, like, I don't even know how to like regroup my manifesting tactics or techniques. Cause I'm just like, what am I taking? What am I not?
But
like,
I would just write down that you are looking for guidance and ask for clarity on what your next move needs to be, and then wait.
Yeah.
Literally, you gotta wait.
Do I gotta flush this one too?
No, this you don't flush. This you
so I just write this down and
write
wait.
it in a notebook and wait. Yeah, you need a manifestation.
Because everybody got their thing. My mom used to have me having like, she used to be like, write it down and put it in the freezer. Bitch, after a while, it was no food in there, just mad frozen notes. Paper. With like unfulfilled manifesting frozen dreams.
I kind of think that stuff like that is that you just create your own belief system with how you want things to be. Yeah. So if you don't want to put it in the freezer, my mom used to always put
Mark, no. But no, my mom be having me doing all kind of shit. Like the other day, I was like, shit is really going bad. She was like, bitch, you need to grab some salt. And you just spread it around your whole goddamn house.
It's to ward off evil spirit around the perimeter.
She was like, put it underneath your mat, put it on the balcony. You got to get the spirits out.
Yeah.
And I was like, nigga, they got me.
It's the same idea of like saging, I think, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, to like cleanse the aura.
Yeah.
But I also think you make your own belief system. And if you don't want to put it in the freezer, keep it in a book, then you just write it down and keep it in a notebook and stick it on a shelf.
When I was moving, I was pulling out, you move, you pulling out your stuff that you can say.
The relics of the past.
All these papers, I'm opening them up and I'm just crying because I'm like, that shit didn't come true. That shit didn't. But it's frozen too, so you...
breaking like a
like first commercial. It was a mess. And I did the vision board thing.
But what did come true though?
From that particular
from anything you've manifested, what have you gotten? Like what something has come?
Again, that's the thing. I don't know what my practice is with manifestation. I've done the vision board thing. I've had things on my vision board that's
a form of manifestation.
Yeah, that's happened.
So if there are things on your vision board that
I think I put on my vision board in 2020 to book a commercial, and I booked the National Progressive. So that was on there.
See?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Yes. So this is the point of like going back and looking at it. It doesn't have to be a journal.
But again, you're right. It took me to be like, you know what? I'm not booking commercials ever. So I think I snatched down the thing.
Yes.
And then went to go get drink. And then
detached from
they
the
was like, hey,
outcome.
It's us.
Imagine that.
But that's how it is. And I hate that. I hate that.
But that's your learning experience, though. The universe is trying to get you to learn to let go of control. And remember how
I didn't even book the TV show until I was like selling shit in my apartment and was ready to leave LA.
Yeah, but
then
the thing
was like,
is,
hey, hello.
Exactly.
Motherfucker.
You let go. Every time you let go, it sounds like you get what you want.
I mean, I get it.
Right. Yeah.
I get it, but I'm out here trying to know what's going to happen.
You're not going to know.
What's behind door number fucking 75?
You
we didn't open a lot of them.
You just don't have control of it. That's the point, is to let
and
it go.
I'm like, well, I'm an overthinker too. So I like, I don't like I don't like to not know what's finna go down. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. That's the problem.
But
so for all my peeps out there that can't manifest like me, because you need to know who all at the party.
I want y'all to know you're never gonna be able to manifest. If you keep needing to know how it's gonna happen, baby, them manifestations gonna stay in that journal.
They're gonna be right on in the freezer with my shit.
They're not gonna work. You really gotta put it in a book, set it and forget it.
Good. So then, I mean, I'm learning something here. Step one, I gotta just be out here free balling. Yes. Like, girl, I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's so
hard though. Like when you want things and you want to picture your life a certain kind of way.
I think though, when I think about the stuff that I wanted in my 20s, I'm so fucking glad I didn't
start
get
your
that
own
shit.
Party.
Like, I'm so glad I didn't get that. Like,
really?
Yeah, because when I graduated from college, I was with a guy and I wanted to get married and have kids like pretty much right away.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends within like the 5 years, 6 years after we got out of college were having kids.
Yeah.
And so it was very like, I felt like I was behind. And then when that relationship ended, I remember just feeling like, oh my God, what is my life going to look like now? But the truth is, after spending time with myself, I don't want kids yet. If I had kids back then, I think I'd be miserable because this life that I'm living right now is something I've wanted to do since I was a kid myself. I've always wanted to have a cooking show. I've always wanted to like be able to share food with people, like be able to share like thoughts and ideas and stuff. And so this stuff that I'm doing now is stuff that I've always wanted to do. But if I had gotten the thing that I thought I wanted back then, I wouldn't be doing any of this.
Yeah.
I feel like I would be very miserable actually. And I'd probably be living in a city that I don't ever want to live in. Like, I think you have to really take each thing that you don't get and try to assess it from the viewpoint of, okay, maybe that wasn't for me at that moment then.
Yeah.
And then when you assess it from that viewpoint and you let go of like feeling like, well, I should have got XYZ, it opens the door for the things that are actually supposed to be for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like anytime some shit don't work out for me, I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, I might give it a that sucks for a little bit, but then it's just on to the next.
Oh, I'm definitely dramatic, bitch. I'm crying very hard. I'm sliding down walls.
No.
I'm contemplating how I'm going to jump and where's the best place.
No,
I'm going through it.
Like I just feel like you give it so much energy.
No one cares.
You're giving it so much energy when the truth is if it didn't work out, if you adopt the mindset of it wasn't for you, it just takes so much pressure off of what it needs to look like.
Well, then obviously I need more than a manifestation. I need
you got to read
this
book, like reading this, The Power of Now, Man's Search for Meaning, like all these books really help you kind of understand how to flow.
Yeah.
And just let things come to you in the time that they're supposed to come to you. And also to be in a constant place of trying to like reset and not be so rigid in your belief system and in your way of thinking, because it only ends up costing you your mental peace.
Yeah.
Just because you said and had anxiety about it for 3 days don't mean it's gonna happen. The shit still ain't gonna happen by the time
That's
you get
the part.
done having
and now
anxiety.
I have 5 days of anxiety.
Exactly. So you might as well stop fucking having anxiety and go to the beach. Like it's just...
Well, that's the thing. I think I also need to take, I mean, I don't know how I will, but I think there's certain things that are going on in my life that I probably need to change personally so that I can have those things. Because I was gonna be like, well, fucking how we getting that bitch? I'm gonna call Uber. We're gonna be.
But we have like. Yeah. We just have such a huge network. Like, you know what I mean? There's a way to do everything that we want to do. If the path that we taking ain't working, we just got to find a new path.
Yeah.
That's that's my whole thing. I feel like this kind of aha moment that I had this week with cataloging, and I've really been trying to, because I have done the same thing where I've wanted something so bad and it just hasn't come in yet, and I'm like, where the fuck is it?
Yeah.
And
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, you gotta let go. Like, so I'm reading this book called Codependent No More, because I have an anxious attachment style sometimes. If I'm like really, but what you're describing is anxious attachment, where you're really...
Man, I'm so sick of getting diagnosed. God damn.
No.
At this point, just throw me away, ball me up, and flush me down the goddamn toilet.
I don't think that's...
Because it ain't working.
I don't think that's a diagnosis,
not ADHD attachment styles.
I don't think that's a diagnosis. I think anxious attachment is you're so like invested in how this happens that if it doesn't happen the way you want it to, then it affects your mental peace and it affects your...
Yeah.
Yes. So...
You ain't ever been mad you couldn't have ice cream?
Why couldn't you
as a kid?
Oh. I'm like, as an adult, I have it.
You like,
for
why
breakfast.
can't I have it? I'm just saying, like, when you were a child and you want something really bad and your parents be like, nah, you be crushed.
Of course.
You be like, damn, like, this bitch don't love me. And it ain't even like that. She's just saying you don't need no sugar right now.
But the whole point is to not let external factors.
But that's how I feel. It's the end of the world to me because I wanted the goddamn ice cream.
So this book is actually...
I should be a rapper.
The book helps you really try to, like, let go of expectations for shit. And just let things happen as they happen. So anxious attachment is saying, I'm afraid I'm going to lose this thing. And so I have to do everything that I can to like control the outcomes of it.
That's me.
When in reality, you don't control the thing. You don't control the stuff that you want. You have no control over that. All you have control over is you.
True.
So you have to decide that these things that are fucking ruining my life right now, that I just want to like swan dive off of the top of Runyon for, I can't let those control me in the moment because I don't have control over them.
You know
I
what's
only have
tricky
control
for
over me.
I feel that way now, and I feel like I say that a lot now to people. I'm like, I'll be on the phone with like a friend or my mom or somebody, and I'll be like, I don't control the outcome. And they be like, you control everything
you do
that
not
happen in your life. And then you
literally
be like,
you don't.
oh, you're right. I don't know. Like I'm so like, which one is it?
You control you. You don't control anything or anyone else. And the sooner that we like let go of trying to make things look the way that we want them to look, the faster the things will start to look the way we want them to look. But the anxious attachment is, I'm never going to get it. I have to control everything. I have to make sure that things are in order and that they're going a certain way. And when you're doing that, you're pushing out the possibility of it happening the way it needs to happen. That's what this book is doing. I fucking love this book.
Clearly the universe is trying to get me to manifest right. Because I feel like I run into that a lot. I'm always like, there's always someone that brings that up to me or they say something to me about it and they be like, you obviously aren't doing it right because you got all the tools. It's just something you ain't registering. And I'd be like, I've been doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my issue.
I'd be really like into reading books about that kind of stuff.
You know, I'm getting back into that, but I have ADHD. And so the book that I am reading right now, it's taking a really long fucking time for me.
That's fine.
Like, when I be reading it, I'll be like, this is good.
Yeah.
but then when I see the book, I'll be like, I can't do that today. Like, it's like my brain won't.
But this is why I read this one at night before I go to sleep, because I feel like this is one of those, it almost feels like a philosophy book where it's a lot of very, like he'll say stuff and then I got to read the sentence 10 times because I'm like, wait, what did he say?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So that's why I read this at night before I go to sleep, because I get a few little nuggets of information and then I go to sleep and it like marinates. And
That's
I'm like,
actually
that
great
made
idea,
a lot of sense.
Right before you go to bed, you can read. You said 3 pages?
3 pages. I usually get through 3 pages, maybe 4 if I'm not tired.
Smart.
You know. But
one thing I know I'm working on right now is I need to get out of the habit of my phone. Like, for real. Like, social media have you tied the fuck up. Like,
and it's doom scrolling. Because you just really be like looking at everybody else
looking like they got their manifestations and you still...
And comparison is the thief of joy.
Oof.
Yeah. So if you constantly spending all your time looking at what everybody else is doing and thinking about what you're not getting, that is like a perfect recipe for misery. Add salt, like
go get the
salty as fuck. Like, baby, you really gotta
switch
it up.
Been doing that, and I don't know. I don't even know why I'm doing that because it's like when I'm out, people will say to me, you're always doing this, or you're always, I've never seen you not doing this. Like I had a comic or a friend of mine, a producer comic, we talked yesterday about a project we were on together, and he said to me, it was wild. He was like, every time I talk to you, you're the happiest comic I ever talked. And I was like, what? Jesus, he doesn't know. But he's like, you're always like really in a good mood and really happy and motivated and stuff. And he's like, do you manifest? Are you one of those people that are into that? And I just was like, no, I'd be having a bad time. Like,
you're a comic.
And he was just like, oh, yeah, you could never tell. He was like, most comics are always having a bad time. Or they're like, when I talk to them, they're like, don't seem happy. He's like, you always seem like really upbeat.
You wearing a mask.
And like, basically, I was like, nigga, let me show you what's going on. And pull it back. And it's going to be like,
yeah.
But no, when he said that, I was just like, oh, okay. Ish.
But I think if that's the perception you're giving off, that's good. You're doing something right.
I be real happy around people. I don't necessarily be burnt up, but
I think you just have to, when you sitting up
in your room.
I'm
not winning, but
Yeah, but when you sitting up in your room.
My point was, I miss it. When I'm scrolling, I be seeing people that be like, they winning. And when he said that, I was like, me, nigga? Like, I be seeming like because everybody always thinks I'm doing well. They're always like, oh, you're killing it. You're on stage all the time. You're doing this, you're doing that. And I'm just like, everybody's perception of what they think I'm doing is a good time, and I'm looking at they shit thinking they doing a good time, and we all just having a bad time.
Well, I don't even know if it's ever. We just all are pursuing a dream. The pursuit of a dream is exhausting and mentally taxing and expensive as fuck. We live in the most expensive city, one of the most expensive cities in the country. Like, it costs us a lot financially, emotionally, mentally to pursue these things.
Life is total fucking war, bitch. I feel like
and we doing it in an era where the GOP is trying to figure out how to squeeze every little bit of life and freedom and money out of normal people.
It's so sad.
It's egregious. And so
how do we manifest them away? No, I'm just kidding. No, I literally, like, how do we all need to sit? I don't know. I definitely feel like I Oprah talks about it. There's so many fucking things online. Apparently this shit is real. Abraham Hicks. I hate her. She gets on my nerves.
I still don't be knowing who she is. I've found her voice accidentally.
Most popular, I think I went on where professional speaker.
Okay.
Or
public
whatever,
speaker.
Public speaker.
Okay.
I shouldn't say I hate her. That's mean. It drives me crazy how her voice sounds and how she's like, all you got to do is just stop caring. I hate that. It drives me crazy.
Detach from the outcome.
What are you talking?
Yeah. What's she saying? Detach from the outcome.
She'd be like, you already have everything you need. You just worried about it. And when you stop worried about it, it'll show up. But her voice drives me crazy. The way she says it is
she legit been, so it sounds like you've been getting the same messaging from the universe.
I don't know how I learned about her. Someone told me. Anyway, but I'm saying it obviously works.
Yeah.
I came across this thing where Oprah was talking about, how to be a master manifestor. Oprah, she like
master class.
She loved master stuff. But she was just talking about how it works and how she learned to do it. And when she began to really learn how to do it, how it like changed her life in a major way. And this is Oprah. I'm trying to get Oprah manifestations.
Yeah. I mean,
she had to start manifesting when she was already rich. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say your engine is low when you're poor. Your manifesting engine can't start on time.
I doubt anytime you write a dream down, that's a form of manifestation. Anytime you think about a dream, it's a form of manifestation.
But I will say, when I'm in my energy is in a space. I'm doing okay. I'm happy. There's things going on in my life that I can feel good about. It's easier for me to manifest in those moments than it is when I'm like surrounded by trash. Yeah, because you're in a place of
gratitude.
Yeah.
But the gratitude, I feel like, should really be the focus of your energy at all times, even when you're down. So
how do you have gratitude in the moments of trash?
So
because that's the thing. Like some people, what people probably want to know. Like you can always manifest dope shit when you doing dope shit. Like
no, okay. So I talked about how I recently lost my uncle, and I haven't really lost any elders. Like I've been very fortunate. I lost my great grandmother, but she was 103. I lost my other uncle, but I wasn't really close to him. This is the first elder that I've lost where I'm like really close to him, and my heart is broken.
Yeah.
And the thing that I have found when I'm like really, really sad about this is to really like think about, okay, what am I grateful for about Uncle Douglas? And I will just list off all these things that like we did together, or that he taught me, or ways that he showed up for me, and ways that he taught me how to be a better aunt because I saw his example, and it helps pull me out. Or even if I can't like focus on gratitude for things that are related to him, I can focus on gratitude for the fact that I have the space. If I need to ugly cry loud as fuck in my apartment, I can do that. I live alone. Yeah. I can open my windows and get a little bit of the breeze, and I can see palm trees on my street. And you have all these things that we take for granted, but so many people don't have what we have. And so if you can find a way to say, okay, this stuff over here is not going right, but I'm really, really grateful for these things that I have here. And I'm going to just list off everything I'm grateful for. You'll notice as you list, your mood is the dopamine is starting to creep in. You're starting to feel better. Yeah. And you might still need to cry it out a little bit to purge that emotion. But at the end of the day, if gratitude is leading the way that you think about things, you will spend a lot less time feeling down because you will be constantly in a space of being thankful for what you have. And being thankful for what you have opens up the door for more things to come in. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to figure out how to jump that engine in those moments. Because even if I have moments of gratitude and be like what I'm grateful for, I'm still going to be bummed out about what I didn't get or what I don't have. And then that's not gonna, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have to lay down.
You might have to. You might have to take a nap.
I'm not gonna
I will take a nap in the middle of the day, baby. I will take a nap at 11 a.m. I do not give a fuck.
Not 11 a.m.
Like, if the shit ain't working out, if my mornings start out bad, I'm gonna take a nap, okay? Yeah. And we gonna wake up and start again, and it's fine. Yeah. Like, nobody can judge the way that you are processing your emotions. Yeah. But it's on you to figure out how, if the way that you're processing is not giving you what you need, how to process them in a different way.
Yeah, that's gonna be the work. Yeah, because I feel like I don't. That engine is not the T for me. That is the engine where I'm like, yeah, that bitch ain't coming on.
Yeah, you really have to control what you can control.
Yeah.
And everything that is out of your control, you have to figure out how to let it go.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
I have a tattoo that says let go or be dragged.
That's a good...
Bitch.
Yeah, that's a good one. Someone just told me, like, it's some analogy. They were like, it's like you're holding onto a rope or something and it's burning your hands. Like, sometimes it's better to just let go than keep pulling until you have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let go or be dragged. You keep holding on to shit and it's gonna drag the fuck out of you. Yeah. You have to let go. It's really hard.
Yeah, I'll be getting dragged, bitch. And not letting go of the rope. And, and damn near holding on, getting dragged by being like, I manifest. Like, it's terrible.
Read. Get some books on how to change your mindset. Like, specifically books about just meditation in a way, about how to observe thought, about how to like detach from thought. Because those have been the ways that I have really had like huge aha moments. I had one this week reading this book with the I am cataloging. And he talked about I am. I came up with the cataloging shit. I'm like, I'm a fucking philosopher. But I had that moment this week, and every intrusive thought that I've had after that, if it makes me feel away, I am catalog until I don't feel the emotion anymore, and then go back and be like, oh, that's a thing you thought. That was just a little piece of your experience. Yeah. We've done all this other shit since we had that thought, and everything's fine. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think figuring out how to train your brain is like a fucking puppy. Yeah. It just wants to do what it wants to do all the time, and we don't control what we think.
That's the thing. Learning how to control your thoughts is not as easy as people.
It's not easy at all. It takes like, a lot of
you
work.
Gotta just control your thoughts. You're like, well, what? Why did I think of that? You're right. You're like, bitch, I'm not sitting here.
It's the hardest work.
It's super hard.
It's the really, really, really hardest work because you don't think voluntarily. He talks about that in the book too. You don't control that shit. He talks about how people be like, I think, but it would be like, I circulate blood. Your body just does that. Your mind just thinks shit. You just be like walking down the street and we'll have the most asinine thought and then look around like, did anybody hear that? No, thank God. Yeah. Because if people knew what was happening,
you like, listen, I have moments now where there's so much going on in my life. Like the other day, I was like, bitch, you need to start wearing headphones because you can't be out here just talking it up with you. You're going to need to disguise that you crazy. Okay? Put in some earbuds while you're talking to yourself. Like, because I will, like, I had something in Target the other day. I was like, and that's why. And I was like, see, you got to use your inside.
Yeah. I definitely would keep a headphone in if I just at least prone to outbursts.
Because I was thinking to myself about something and I was like, and that's exactly why. You know, it was like out loud,
but I get that. I do that. I get it.
I think all of us are doing that. That's why they created AirPods. It was like, we have lost our shit.
Yeah. No, I totally talk out loud. Yeah. Anytime I feel like it. Sometimes, yeah. But
you get used to that though, I think. When you alone a lot and like when you live alone and like you grocery shopping alone, you be, you know, just journaling in your head. And next thing you know, people are like,
And the thing is, we're not meant to be alone at this level, I don't think. Like, for the amount of time that we've been alone, for the amount of
pandemic timing.
And the amount of things that we've had to grapple with to, like, go through all the things that we've been through and have to process so much of it in your own space by yourself. It's a lot. So you talk to yourself out loud. You write shit down. You're constantly like outside walking around doing the same route, different route around your neighborhood all the time, trying to find like a moment of clarity and balance. But it's whatever you got to do, It's
so fine. What steps will we give people to take to manifesting? Do you think they should do more than one manifest? Can you do that? Can you have several in the thing?
Yeah,
is that going to slow it down?
No.
Like, or is that going to be like, you got to wait for this one first? It's 20 years for that one.
I mean, I wrote down at the beginning. I write down everything. Like, I'm a person who
my mom always tells me to do that. And I write in a moment. I'm like, I'm sick of writing shit down.
No, I have like 45 notebooks in my place, and they're filled with different things. And I have one notebook specifically for this Codependent No More book. Yeah. Because I just really don't want to have to deal with the anxiety of waiting on something that I don't have control over. So this is why I said
I've reached that point now. I mean, because I get, like I said, I would get annoyed finding the letters in the freezer, or once I stopped doing the freezer thing, I started writing every year. I'd write this year affirmation thing of things that I like
want to accomplish.
Right. Or what I'm grateful for. And, you know. Yeah. And when I would read through them, I'd be like, ugh. the bullshit, none of that, you know. And I just think it's for me, I need to work on my mindset. Because a lot of times it don't be that I don't be getting what I want. I just be like, it don't look like what I want it to look like. And that's why I'm like, this ain't it.
Yes. It does not
this
look
ain't
like
the one I
want
wanted
it to look like. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the problem for me with
think
everything.
Doing the reading is really like powerful. Because reading this book, Man's Search for Meaning, The Power of Now, and this Codependent No More book, like game changers. Yeah. Because it just teaches you how to think. Yeah. And to your point, you were talking about how people were like, you got to change the way you think. And you're like, why didn't I think of that? It was so fucking hard to change the way that you think. But when you have resources like this that are actually telling you, oh, this is what you can do, it makes it a lot easier. And you'll find that it won't stick right away. It's like a manifestation. You write it down in January, you might not see the shit happen until November of the following year, but it's coming. Yeah. You just have to write it, put it away, and know that at some point it's going to come back. I'll read something in this book or read something in a different book and think, oh, that's a really good idea. And then 6 months later, I'll realize, oh, I got that from that book I read all that time ago. Where I'm doing something like you just are going through these very methodical like changes and growth spurts in life, and things are going to happen in their own time when you're ready to receive them. Yeah. But also the goal throughout that process is to learn how to be comfortable in the space that you're in all times, because you're always going to be in this form.
That's the thing. You know, I'm getting better at it, but like I'm laughing, and life is funny like that. Like I'll get something super cool, like I'll book a show, and then you're like, oh, this is great. I should be living in this moment and be enjoying this. Yeah. But then you're like, but I'm also, this issue is happening in my life. So I can't be in the moment of enjoying what is actually happening that is going to open up gates for more things. Because even though that's great happening, I'm like, oh, but this is also happening. Yeah. Like
I used to have.
And I need to like be in the moment and be like, you know, it's life is going to always have something. Yes. So like, yeah.
There's always going to be a high and a low.
I'll be honest, ain't never. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think life was this way. I thought you could really be like, this is how I wanted to look. Maybe problems would come, but they would still look the way that I wanted them to look because I control my life.
You thought you was gonna have cute problems.
I guess that's what you're
luxury problems.
I guess. Honestly, maybe. I don't know, because I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like I'm just facing the fact that I don't get to control. Yeah, my life. The full on. That's the tantrum. Yeah. This is the tantrum I'm having in my apartment that God is just sitting me watch me do. Yeah. Like, I'm mad because it don't look like how I felt in my heart I could make it look.
That's the lesson, y'all. The lesson is to detach from the outcome. Don't do and learn how to set it and forget it. Yeah. And know and trust the process. Trust the process is like, we saying that, and I don't think people actually think about
I'm
what that.
I'm gonna leave here today with trying to go with that and trying to do my best to hold on to that, because I really do want certain parts of my life to change. That's for the better.
Major killer. Yeah.
So I'm on the road to that, and plus I want to, like, people keep telling me that this works, and like I really want to see if it can work for me.
I really cannot. I can't recommend enough reading about ways to fix your brain. Anytime I
hate reading, but my brain is fucked, so I might want to go ahead.
No, but reading actually is one of the
invest in a book.
If you find that you're scrolling too much, if you start reading, you'll notice that first of all, typically when you're reading is a time when you would probably be scrolling. But also I think the more that you read, the more you want to read and the less you want to scroll. Okay. So I have found that if I like block in 30 minutes in the morning and then I read this at night, I'll be scrolling and then put my phone down and pick up a cookbook to read or pick up a magazine or some shit like that.
I am noticing now that I am reading, I'm less on like TikTok and Instagram, and like now I'm finding myself be on Pinterest where there's like little
vision boarding.
Yeah. That's a form of manifestation. This is a new thing that I started switching since I have been reading. So maybe that is working. Yeah.
My phone screensaver is a manifestation, which I'm not going to show it because it's like my own person. I'll show you. Yeah.
I'm like, don't.
But yeah, it's a collage of things that I would like to have accomplished this year. And every time I look at that, it is a reminder of what my goals are.
Yeah.
And some of the shit I'm checking off the list because I keep looking at it every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm just being negative right now.
It's okay.
And it's because
sometimes you just need to be a negative Nancy and like get it out your system.
It's gonna get out, and my skin's gonna clear up once it's over.
But the skin is clear now. It's giving.
No, it's not.
You're fine.
Nobody can see.
Nobody can see what you can see.
Bitch.
That's the thing. That's what the comic was telling you when he was like, "You always seem so happy." Nobody sees what you see.
That's true.
Yeah,
you're your worst critic. I should get them that, like everybody else do.
You're your worst critic.
No, that's true. That is very true. But I'm definitely gonna leave this episode today with being like, what can I do to like get myself in a different mindset so that I can attempt to try to manifest the way that I want?
Yes, it is. I think once you start detaching from the outcome and like getting into a place of huge gratitude and just understanding that the things that are happening in your life, everything is unfolding the way that it's supposed to unfold.
Yeah.
Everything just feels easier.
I'm gonna need that easy to go ahead and show up. It feels
a lot. And it's not that
I
don't even want to misrepresent the shit. It's not that I don't have things in my life that are hurting me right now that I'm like dealing with.
Yeah.
But those things that I'm like trying to work out back here, I'm not dealing with that shit right now. And I'm not about to deal with it with my sister here. We about to go get some like wine and watch a movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna let that dictate how I live my life.
So at least I know I'm on the right road. Thanks, Alicia. At least because I do feel like I'm in that state of mind, like where I'm like, okay, I have the booking I got. I have shows tomorrow. I have a bunch of other little stuff I have going on.
Stuff.
I have my trip to New York coming up. Huge. A lot of other trips. It's like there's things to look forward to.
Yes, and you recently put on a huge comedy show for comics of color. Like you're doing big things. You have to actually start cataloging. Like I would be writing it down at the end of every week. This is the cool shit that I did this week. And that way you can kind of get into the mindset of understanding where you're winning versus the constant focus on where you're losing.
Yeah, I think I'm getting there.
Yeah.
We're in the start.
It's going to get there, girl.
It's the beginning. I think, all right, y'all. Yeah.
That's our episode.
I don't know. I feel like write in the comments below, like if you manifest something or how that worked. Give me a good story and I'll let y'all know what's going on with mine.
Yeah. And I will say vision boarding.
Check back with me.
You vision board, you visualize, you write it down, you can like...
And read a book. Alicia put us on books. We're going to put the books.
I'll put the books in the notes.
On the YouTube and the notes.
Yeah. Read anything you want, you can have it. You just have to switch the way you're thinking about things. Yeah. So yeah. Y'all have a good week.
I love y'all.
Thank you for watching.
Keep supporting us, please. Yes. Thank you.
Like, comment, and share. And have a great week, guys. Thank you.
That shit.
Bye.
Shit.